Alrighty, Dorgann's Lost Chapter again. I'm pretty sure this is the second time around. And I don't know if they've actually upgraded the health on this thing at all. Like, if they didn't, this is gonna melt fairly quickly. And if they did, well, I think it's still gonna melt fairly quickly because we have some pretty good damage dealers in Dorgann and Ace for off turn. And Rosa's here for support because, you know, we did pull for her BT. I got fairly lucky on Dorgann's BT. It only took me 5,000 gems. And honestly, I kind of needed that because, man, or these last banners pretty mean to me. But it's fine. Now that we're in, we should be in for a while. And let's go ahead and just reapply his debuff so that stays on longer. And these guys do start with like an AoE max Brave down, but we do have a little bit of Brave left over, so that's good. We're not sitting at 0. We can go for the BT effect right now, but I'm actually just going to get his follow-up attack going. And we do have the green crystal passive U2 on as well, so that should be proccing every now and then, so that's good for us. And here I think we just go for... Let's just delay them as much as we can. Like, we're gonna want them to enter their force time. Just because I thought about bringing Sephiroth to this fight, but you kind of don't need to. Just because these guys are going to put themselves at max bravery on their own anyway. It's kind of funny that they kind of go against themselves and just... They themselves make Dorgann look great. So we really don't have to do too much in that department. And we actually do want them to get to their force time. Like, we don't actually care. Like, we can't cancel it, but that's actually a non-issue. We're just going to go ahead and... attack like normal. Oh, Rosa's at 0. Lamau. And as for Ace, let's just go ahead and get his traps up and running. This is actually why I wanted a B2 passive for Ace as well, because then we have enough time to actually get his stacks up to 5 and get his BT effect going. And that's actually a pretty big deal. I actually could have done a free AA there. Ah, whatever, it's fine. Look, we're able to gain a fuck ton of bravery. And that's just because like that breaks the cap pretty hard. I'm not sure how quickly we want to go into Dorgann's BT effect either. I think we want to go into it fairly soon. I need to refresh his L debuff soon. Let's go ahead and do this. Let's re-break B. That's because that'll leave B unbroken. That'll be good for turn order purposes, so we could push B even further back. And if we do this correctly, they won't even get a turn, so... Although I do think they'll take at least one, but that's really a non-issue. Our 0 damage support, let's go. They're almost there. And now with Ace, let's go ahead and put a Freeze Joker on these guys so they can't accidentally gain Brave and do damage to us. We do have healing in the party, but I kind of don't want to resort to it if we don't have to. And I think we just go ahead and blind stud it up. Let's get these traps a-going. You see, and that force ability is what we wanted to see. Yeah, 300 damage, whatever. Now we really want to get Dorgann's BT effect going, because that's going to allow us to actually... that's going to allow us to re-break whenever we attack a target. And that works perfectly with the Aces traps. At least if I read the infographic correctly. Because this should allow the traps to always cause Dorgann's re-break to happen. And that's what we want. And we'll cancel the Max Brave Aura down fairly soon. Yeah, they give themselves 20,000 bravery, and that's that's perfect for where we want to be. So here we're just gonna go ahead and yeah, sure, why not? Let's activate Dive Bomb. Why not? I do believe this is just like an extra attack and Max Brave up. And you know what? That never hurt. Yeah, and they always give themselves 20k, and that's hilarious because that's exactly what we want to see. So here we'll just go ahead and Mega Burst. Maybe attacking B was better there. And having the breaks happen individually is what's going to cause Dorgann to follow up twice. So that's actually perfect. Dorgann does have a little bit of trouble capping on his own, so we are going to want to get as many BT supports up as possible too, just so we can get the most damage out of him. His BT effect is also providing Wind Enchant, so you know you don't have to run Dorgann with Fujin Call anymore if you have his BT, so that's good. I wonder if this triggers the extra 5%. That follow-up? I know the blind stuff follow-ups trigger Dorgann's extra 5. I'm wondering if ordering should have been different. Maybe Ace should have been placed in Rosa's slot? Ah, too late now. And I'm wondering if Ace's traps go off first, or if Dorgann always triggers his follow-up. Yeah, there goes our max brave, so we should have a lot more bravery now. Oh my god, ordering mattered. Ace is gonna trigger these. And that's gonna trigger a lot of image slash pluses. Yeah, Ace and Dorgann, and the fact that they both share crystal color in green, is actually hilarious. Holy cow, we are reaching a fuck ton of max brave. We were like holding on to 300k there? Yeah, see, not too bad. And luckily, or actually I think we do need to Feather Brigade up here. We will have to AoE, but it's fine. The further we can get this force time, the more it's gonna look, or the better it's gonna look overall. And it's hard to tell if Dorgann's BT effect is really going ham on breaking these guys or not. Extra 5%. Because these guys, when they're in their force time, they always put themselves up to 20k. And that's why it's not really necessary for Sephiroth in this fight in particular. I could FR Echo here, but I actually want to refresh the EX just because I don't like buffs falling off. I don't know, maybe I'm a weirdo like that. I just don't like seeing the buffs fall off. 30%. Does this trigger an extra 5? It doesn't. Oh well, it's fine. At least Ace is gonna help out with his 5. Damn, that means Dorgann FR Echo with Ace and his traps going off? That's absurd. That's a lot. It's so good. I want to do it again. I'm wondering if we got that max brave cap because we did an FR attack and that like messed with it somehow. No idea. How many does he trigger total here? I think it's like 3, right? Because he broke and then the blind studs broke twice. So that's 1. A 2. Damn, that's 75% just off that. Not including his own turn. That's really good. That's really good. And we're not even done with Rosa's FR Echoes either. Yeah, Dorgann when he works is definitely... like, his rework wasn't that crazy or anything like that. Like, he barely got touched. But he kind of didn't need the rework with how often he follows up and the right team comps. Like, if you know what you're doing with the team composition, man, is Dorgann a house. I think his EX buff is falling off, too. It's either his EX buff or the buff that gives him the follow-up attacks. Either way, I have to refresh it. Because losing the plus follow-up attack, or just losing the follow-up attack in general, is a big loss in damage. Yeah, too bad I can't really see in this fight how Dorgann's BT effect is re-breaking the enemies. It would be nice, but it's just kind of hard to see. Blind stud. Damn, that is pretty good. Then just seeing the max brave be so high is kind of funny. Oh, that's falling off. With precious memories. Actually, that is my, I do believe that's this button right here. Yep. And we need that to actually get the follow-up attacks, so I'm not letting that fall off. Oh, and it is single target, so, this is gonna re-break, and now he gets 2 follow-ups. Man, that's crazy good. Anyway, as you can see, 700% on the gauge with 8 turns left, I think. Pretty strong. And we're not even done. Yeah, when Dorgann's only real issue is if the enemies have a max brave floor, he's basically a dead unit in that because he doesn't get his follow-ups, and you're basically bringing him for nothing at that point. So you definitely want to bring him to fights that, you know, can be broken. If they can't be broken, there really isn't a point. And that's the goes for a lot of rebreakers. That's just their weakness. And you know what? That's fine. You know, they shouldn't excel in every fight. Every unit should have a certain fight that, you know, they do poorly against, and that's fine. 871%. We kind of fucked this fight up hard. We haven't even pressed EX yet. Let's bring Ace back there. I'm just surprised how much max brave he could hold. He can hold like 300k. It's a lot more than I was expecting, you know? $25. Let's just go ahead and jackpot shot. I think this fight's basically over. Man, and Dorgann, he just kind of, you know, soloed this fight. Or not soloed it, but, you know, with the right team comps, supports and damage, and knowing just the basic mechanic, like this fight made it really easy just because of their force time effect. I really want to see Dorgann's BT effect in action when it actually re-breaks, because it does cause re-break for the whole party. So I'm wondering how that'll work out. But there you go, boys. Dorgann's lost chapter again. Not sure if they buffed the health. If they did, you know, you could barely notice it because the units we have these days are beasts. But there you go. Have fun. Take it easy.